Welcome back to the channel, guys. Arthur here from Draft Media, here to talk about the results from day one of the 2022 NBA Draft Combine. The first day of the Combine was just recording measurements and agility. I wanted to start off with a few of the prospects already covered on the channel and also a few prospects who caught my eye. Of course, the biggest surprise of day one was Mark Williams from Duke. We knew he was tall, but we didn't know he was 7'2" in shoes with nearly a 7'7" wingspan and a 9'9" standing reach. The player I had compared him to earlier was Willie Cauley-Stein, and a big part of that was because of his physical similarities. And we know Cauley-Stein was known for being a super slim big man, and they actually even weighed the same amount in their respective combines. However, Mark Williams is even slimmer when you account for his body fat percentage. He recorded a 5.4% body fat percentage, while Cauley-Stein was listed at 6.3%. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it may take him a little longer than expected to be able to defend the bigger centers on a night-to-night basis. Overall, Williams' draft stock has likely taken a huge jump in the right direction. The body fat percentage can always be worked on, but his height and wingspan is a huge positive. Moving on to another big man recently covered on the channel, Walker Kessler from Auburn. He actually recorded the tallest height without shoes by just a quarter inch over Williams. His standing reach is 9'5" and he weighs a solid 256 pounds with a 14.7% body fat percentage. I talked about him having an NBA ready frame, and these measurements only support that. He's another guy who should feel really good about his results, and his stock should continue to rise. Moving on to Nikola, who we covered early in the year. He came in at right under 6'10", 222 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan and 7.4% body fat percentage. Nothing too surprising here. We pretty much expected around these measurements for Jokic, and it'll be exciting to see how he fares against the other top prospects during scrimmages if he decides to suit up. Another huge surprise came from Trevon Williams from Purdue. His true height, weight, and wingspan were pretty much unknown up until the Combine. He came in at right over 6'7", 265 pounds with an unreal 7'3" wingspan. We know one of Trevon's biggest concerns was his height and his weight. However, what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for with his wingspan. And despite weighing 265 pounds, he only recorded a 10.8% body fat percentage, which just shows how hard he's been working to get into pro shape. I sound like a broken record at this point, but yet another surprise came from Musa Diabate. He came in at 6'9" with a 7'2.5" wingspan and only 216 pounds. We knew Diabate was a lengthy, slim prospect. However, he recorded by far the lowest body fat percentage in the Combine at 2.7%. Honestly, I'm not even sure how this is possible. To put it into perspective, it's recommended that a male holds at least 5% body fat, but also a total of 13 prospects came in at under 5%. We've seen it in the past. Even Jaylen Williams came in at 4.4% last year, but 2.7 is unheard of and could scare teams away. Without a doubt, Musa will be put on a heavy surplus diet immediately after being drafted. Another prospect who may have hurt his draft stock in the Combine is Dion Sebron. One of his biggest appeals is that he's a guard with the size of a small forward. However, he came in at right under 6'5" without shoes and a 6'9" wingspan. He's also one of the 13 prospects under 5% body fat at 4% and 182 pounds. Dyson Daniels was another prospect with unconfirmed measurements that were all over the place. I'm glad to see him come in and give us the correct measurements. He stands at 6'6" and 195 pounds with a 6'10.5" wingspan and 4.9% body fat. He was also right under 6'8" with shoes and recorded the fastest shuttle run at 2.81 seconds. He should be able to play both wing positions in the NBA, and his stock has been rising rapidly. Another late bloomer who's been shooting up draft boards is Jaylen Williams from Santa Clara. He came in at right under 6'5", 209 pounds, but recorded an absurd 7'2.5" wingspan. He also showcases athleticism with the second fastest three-quarter sprint at 3.11 seconds and a 39-inch vertical leap. This should definitely help him in the draft process as he continues to rise. And finally, John Butler from Florida State came in and gave scouts everything they wanted. Nearly 7 feet tall without shoes and a 7'2" wingspan. Of course, he is rail thin at 174 pounds and 4.7% body fat. However, he was already expected to be a longer-term project who could become a versatile stretch big down the line. Appreciate you guys stopping by for my Draft Combine recap. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to join the Draft Media family.